This poem's called Family Tree. I call her my sister, but I wonder if she even wants the title. I never once asked her if she wanted the position. Maybe I've always feared for her answer. That she will look at me like a stranger if I dared to ask her for permanency. I just never meant to make a home in her, because I know far too well that houses can just be a place to store bodies temporarily. I've watched my mother try to stop breathing in the same room my brother did. I've watched my brother get high in the same room he swore he wouldn't do it in. I've watched my reflection try to bleed out as an escape route. No home I've ever been in is safe for myself. Always a warped house created out of grief. My family tree, just another game of hangman to see who can last longer while burying each other. And there she stands, with open arms in every collapsing house, ties a noose around the sun and hangs it in the corner of my bedroom. She paints the silence yellow and waits for me to return back to my bed-bound body, and we share nothing but laughter over it. I always wondered who taught her to cage a scream and release it to where no one will come looking, suffocate the parts of herself before they silence her. We never talk about the years gone missing, the ones we've spent burying our voices, but I know we are both still looking to find ourselves before the world collapsed and left us with each other. I'm at a crossroads, too weak to ask the question and too coward for the answer. It is selfish for me not to ask her. It was selfish for me not to ask her, but I was only about 6 years old when we first met. We went from lemonade stands and movie marathons to Captain Morgan's and hiding hangovers. She gave me back a childhood that I would want to remember, one that so shut all the parts of myself that were ripped open in a fleeting moment of pleasure. No one ever questioned a quiet child, and it took me years to paint over. In those moments, I always dreamt of a savior, hung on to religion, prayed to any God that would listen. And then she came, with soft eyes, and offered to hold onto my body long enough for me to find my voice. Every time I walk through her door, she still does. We buried friends, cousins, and fathers together, laughed in hospital rooms while death hangs over, given eulogies signed from the both of us. I still look at my sister the way I did when I first met her, the way I was supposed to look at my own mother. Like nothing I could ever say would make her look at me differently. Our household only grew the more we grew up in it. I never expected it to get smaller. I never wanted it to get smaller. Burying a father will do that. It will make the people who stay run and the people who run stay. And I know she wants to hang her grief in my family tree, suffocated into silence, but you can't paint over pain that keeps changing color. I know she has images of a hospital room she does not want to remember, and I can't find the humor in it. Can't burn it to the ground because we are all still in it. I know she wants to hide herself in places no one will ever find her, but I've always known where her shadow stops, where she goes to tell any god to give her signs, to find the reasoning behind her own anger. I know because I've gone there before, to a place only she can find. Yesterday, I asked her, "Does it ever bother you that I introduced you as my sister?" The disbelief in her facial expression, the one I was afraid of, turns into a grin as she says, "I'd be pissed if you didn't."